we'll make a start. So the first thing you need is a base card that is 5 inches by 12 inches. Okay, so this is your main base part. I'll come to the rest of the bits as we go through. I think that might be easier, unless you want to do otherwise. And we're going to score, obviously, along the long edge, like we normally do. So we're going to score along the long edge, and you're going to score at 3.5 inches, at 4 3/4 inches, at 7 1/4 inches, and at 8.5 inches. Okay, so that's your, hopefully you can see my score lines. So that's that. Now that isn't the only scoring we need to do. So I don't know if you can see my score lines, actually you might not be able to. But anyway, they're the score lines. And then going from left to right, we're going to do a valley, a mountain, and a valley. Okay, so you should end up with that. Okay, so that's your base, and that's what it looks like. And obviously, because of the way I've done the back then folds and meets nicely in the middle. I was going to have them overlapping, but I thought for the sake of an envelope, it'd be better if they meet nicely in the middle. So that's what we've got there. So now what you want to do is put that to one side and bring in your other base pieces. Now I've done them a different colour, just because I thought it might be quite cool to have different coloured boxes. So on here, these boxes here are all made out of base card, but I've used a blue rather than just keeping it as a white. So you will need 2 pieces that are 3 1/4 by 4, and 4 inches is the height. Okay, so that's the height of them. Sorry, that's the height of them. Where am I? 4 inches. Yeah, 4 inches is the height. So that's the height of them. So you need 2 pieces like that. You need 2 pieces that are 2 3/4 by 3. Okay, so you need 2 of those. You need 2 pieces that are 2 1/4 by 2, and that is all you need for these extra pieces. Right, so if we start with the 2 big pieces, so these are the 3 1/4 by 4. So along the 3 1/4 inch edge, you want to simply score at 1 inch, at 2 inches, and at 3 inches. Now it does mean your tab is only 1/4 inch wide, but it's fine. I just think that the least you have this tab, the better, because you don't see it so much on the original card then. So you're going to repeat that on the other one. Then we move on to the 2 smaller pieces. Right, so if we move on to the 2 pieces that are 2 3/4 by 3 inches, you want, obviously the 3 inches is the height, so you're scoring along the 2 3/4 inches side, and you want to score at 3/4 inch, at 1 3/4, and 2.5. Okay, so that's that one. Okay, so that's the 2 big ones, the 2 smaller ones. So now if we go for the 2 little ones, and these are the ones that are 2 1/4 by 2, and you're going to score along the 2 1/4 inch edge, and both of these need scoring at 1/2 inch, at 1.5 inches, and at 2 inches. So that's all the scoring we need to do. So let's get rid of the scoreboard. Right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to mountain fold all of our score lines. Right, so these are all your pillars, your little block things. So we can turn them around like this, and what we want to do is we want to put red tape, or you can use wet glue, whatever you want to do, but probably red tape's way better actually for this. Is I'm going to put red tape on that tab there, and also on this, so the 2 end tabs, basically the 2 middle tabs we don't want any red tape on, and we're going to do that on all of our pieces. Right, okay, so I've done all my taping, so there's all my bits taped up. So then if you want to bring in your base card again, the one we did at the beginning. Right, so you need some mat pieces. Now you need 4 in total, 2 for the front and 2 for the back. So you need they're basically 3 3/8 by 4 7/8, okay? And so 2 are going to go on the front here and 2 are going to go on the back. The ones that are on the front, you also need a piece of pattern paper, 2 pieces, and these are going to be 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. So as you see, I've stuck my pattern down already onto my mat, and I'm now going to stick both pieces onto there. Did I? No, I didn't. Right. Okay. So I didn't cut any bits out for these sides here. And the reason being, because this, if I bring my sample back in, this main box here covers up most of it. And so I just decided there's no point. So if you want to, you can cut yourself a mat and a pattern for that bit there. But I just thought there's not really much point. So I've left that bit blank. So on the front, I've got a piece of mat card that is 2 3/8 by 4 7/8, and a pattern piece that's 2 1/4 by 4 3/4. I'm going to go ahead and stick that on in the middle. Right, so we've stuck down our front layers, so there we go. So now we're going to move on to our boxes. So I think the best thing to do with these is to stick them down first and then decorate, because otherwise you get confused as to what goes where. So we want to make sure with all of our boxes that you have a big section and then your small tab is on the right. So this section here that you've taped is on the left and the small tab is on the right. And what we're going to do is we're just going to peel off the tape, all of the backing on this large section. I don't you love red tape when it doesn't come off. I shouldn't have, ouch, shouldn't have cut my nails the other day, should I? Oh, just stabbed myself up the nail with a piece of red tape. It's not the best idea. Right, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to make sure we line this edge up with the very corner of that crease there. Make sure it's level top and bottom, and then just close the card on it. Then we want to do is we are going to fold along the second line. So we're going to take the backing off this here. Oh, I've got a very, there we go, there we go. Right, so we need to fold along this line here like that, and then what I would do actually is I would do that. I would kind of put this back this way, fold along that second line, and then close the card onto it. I would do that if I were you. That's the first one in. Okay, so now we're going to go for the next box. If you wanted to, you could just go ahead and just do like for like either side, but I like to do all of one side and then all of the other side. So that's that side done. So if we get the next one down, which is this one, and again make sure your little tab's on the right and your big tab's on the left. So we're going to repeat the process again. We're going to take the backing off of the big tab and then again just slot it in so that that cut edge, if you butt it up against the edge of that box that you just put in that corner, and then just close your card onto it. So then what we're going to do, the same thing again. So what I would do is I would just fold this. You can do it either way actually. Yeah, okay, so what I'm going to do this time around is I'm going to peel the backing off and then fold along that line there, and then if you can actually just fold the whole thing flat, because you want it to fold that flat anyway, so you're best to stick it flat. So if you just, I don't know if you can see that, so you see there, I'm just going to fold that in. I'm hoping you can see that. Fold that in there, and then I'm just going to shut that there like that. Okay, and then that makes your other little box. And this is why having a 1/4 inch tab is actually quite a good idea, because you can't really see the tabs very well. I've also just deliberately chosen a colour card that's similar colour to the backing pattern. And then we need to take the small piece, the small box, and I'm going to peel off the backing tape on this on the larger of the two tabs, and repeat the process again. So this is going to go in there like that. I'm just going to close that on like that, and then we're going to peel the small tab off here. I'm going to fold along this top section here, fold it completely back on itself, and then stick the whole thing down flat. And that is how you end up with 3 little boxes. Right, so we've done that. I'm now going to turn the whole thing around and repeat the whole process again on this side. You can see that does go over ever so slightly on that edge, but it's literally by a 1/16, so it's not the end of the world. Okay, so there's your main box, well, not box, main card base done. So that's that. So now we need to decorate it. Now if you wanted to, you could do the panoramic panel card type thing, so you could actually you know, make it go step down, but I decided today I wasn't going to do that. So you need the following pieces: 2 matte layers that are 7/8 wide by 3 7/8 tall, and they're going to go here and here. And then you need 2 pieces that are 7/8 wide by 2 7/8, and they're going to go there and there. And then you need 2 pieces that are 7/8 by 1 7/8, and surprise surprise, they're going to go on the end. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to stick these pieces down. Right, so yeah, so there's the finished card. All we need to do then is turn over, and you want to cut yourself some plain pieces to go in here. If you wanted to, you could do one there as well. You could do a matte piece, and you could even do a pattern piece there if you want to. I didn't think that far ahead, so I'm now going to quickly just cut out the pieces for here. So these pieces, you need 2 of them, 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. Okay, and I think I'm going to go with, like a pale blue. This will fit into an envelope for a 5 by 7 card. So when you fold it down flat, that is 7 by 5 by 7. Okay, so when you fold it flat, that is 5 by 7. So it will fit in an envelope for that. And obviously, depending on how much wad you put on, depends on how well it will fit in.